Diary of a Certified Psychopath. 1st of September, 2021. Old friend, new fiend. Browsing YouTube this morning, I discovered a feature in which the universally acclaimed GCN expounded upon and eulogized over Gravel Technology's next generation, as embodied by SRAM's recently launched tripartite brand, Explore XPLR. A collaborative initiative promoting components expressly designed to individually and collectively enhance gravel riding to levels of hitherto inconceivable ecstasy and allow riders a greater scope for customization, whether by virtue of mechanical preference or financial constraints. The supergroup set reviewed in this video consisted of suspension forks and a dropper seat post sold under SRAM's RockShox subsidiary, gravel-tailored wheels courtesy of Zip, and an ultra-wide-range single chainring 10 to 44 tooth cassette combo with an oversized rear derailleur cage. The entire synergy is seen demonstrated on a Canyon Grizzle, which, claimed GCN's Simon Richardson, felt fun to ride. Rounding Shoreham Airport, crossing the old toll bridge, and about to trailblaze the Ada Rapid to Beeding for the second time within a week, I glanced down at my miraculous magic carpet, a machine which Mr. Richardson has also ridden, albeit in non-critical capacity, and with an air of cynical satisfaction, inwardly ruminated, "Yeah, I think I made the right decision." The latter assertion could just as readily refer to my choice in route as much as steed, for based on my experiences throughout the past few days, I'm far happier negotiating the River Ada's rougher, slower, but more secluded parallel trail than opting for the A27's smoother, swifter tarmac, but with the inevitable penalties of snarling traffic and a relentless headwind. Grinding out of Upper Beeding, I was already beginning to regret my decision not to don that extra base layer, and, upon observing that Edburton Road, aka Clapper's Lane, was reopened to the public once more, I veered right and headed east, covering all 6 kilometres of this heavenly embodiment of pastoral paradise. The complete stretch passes through the villages of Fulking, Poynings, and its namesake Edburton, each being a unique and idyllic study in serene and rustic charm. Clusters of cosy period cottages tucked neatly round every corner, many proudly bearing plaques inscribed with their historic monikers, and each adorned in meticulously manicured shrubbery with tasteful rose-pink and lavender-blue highlights. I noted one vintage and presumably preserved phone box in Fulking, since its distinctly radiant red hinted at a fresh coat of paint. Must take a snap next time. Exiting Poynings via its steep and sneaky ascent, known as Generation Press Climb on Strava, I then resolved to make this northerly fiend my faithful friend, for the sake of conquering the ultimate fiend, and ascend Devil's Dyke the proper way. That being via the treacherously steep spur-off from Saddlescombe to Devil's Dyke Road, and thereafter all the way up to Lucifer's very own private golf club. Though I still maintain that sticking to Saddlescombe Road and proceeding up its 12% climb is every bit as beastly. Made the most of my efforts by visiting Devil's Dyke itself and assimilating the spectacular panoramic views it provides across the South Downs. A patchwork quilt of countrified purity. Kept on the wind's favourable side with some crafty zigzagging back to the coast, and arrived home with 20 minutes of a 2-hour break from mundanity to spare. Just an instant with oat milk, and no sugar please. 2nd of September, 2021. When miles matter. The middle of a 7-day week, the beginning of a 4-week month. The final third of a 12-month tour around our sun, and, as far as weather-savvy wiseacres and their ultra-high-definition, thermally imaged, satellite-monitored, digitally animated maps of our little blue planet Earth are concerned, an official end to our summer of mixed content, and the start of its golden brown successor. Yet, given that conditions outside my back door have remained steadfast for the past fortnight, This bold declaration of seasonal transition is virtually impossible to prove. Such were my cynical musings as I scrambled into the supplementary mid-layer of plain old non-wicking cotton that had been, in every sense, so sorely missed yesterday. Duties abound around and about town from noon onwards would very much determine that distance was today's sole objective. An encore of Monday's mile-munching Zwift tribute act seemed the most logical and effective option, for I did not want to risk falling below Strava's mean average quota for a third successive day, especially with the weather predicted to fall foul next week. In outdoor activity-based challenges of this nature, it is astounding how quickly you can lose touch with metric targets when forced to sit or spin out whole days behind closed doors. Rounding Shoreham Airport, I once again felt that beastly northeasterly tag team begin to administer their willful punishment. "Where's your resistance slider now?" I heard them sneer. In recent times, my tolerance, even for moderately stiff headwinds, has dwindled to roughly 20 minutes. After that, it simply doesn't feel conducive to good health or fitness to remain rooted to the saddle bent double over the bars with one's elbows tucked in and lungs squashed and vigorously simmering temper that will surely boil over at the next mad motorist's misdemeanour. I was thus relieved to reach the roundabout adjoining Shoreham Road to Stenning Bypass and seek some respite from the roar in my ears, along with freedom to employ additional muscle groups without becoming a standing target. One naturally has the chance to voluntarily stand and grind into whatever gusty uppercuts Mother Nature's four furies administer, but doing so on a road bike with inherently narrower handlebars provides neither the same stability, leverage, mental exhilaration, or physical benefits that one garners from the same exercise on a tourer, mountain, or hybrid steed, equipped with a generously wide straight bar. The Zwift-inspired figure-of-eight course forming the majority of this ride incorporates Stenning's full bypass, itself a regular constituent within local TT events throughout the year, and which technically also serves as a bypass to both Upper Beeding and Bramber. As to precisely why Stenning was afforded priority in its christening remains a dubious enigma. After all, it's Bramber that boasts the haunting remnants of a Norman castle, diligently honoured by its very own authentically hospitable ye oldie-themed homage. I was also captivated by cloaks of thriving ivy, or is it Virginia creeper, tastefully complementing the character of many a sturdy stone wall, and strongly hinting that summer isn't quite finished yet. With my trademarked route wrapped up, it was Coombs to the coast, crossing paths with several friendly faces, and where my well-worn Conti Four Seasons miraculously survived a monstrous clout from a crater-sized pothole. Lights obligingly stayed green for an unhindered dash across the A27, for perhaps the first time since April 2016. And to round off virtually 50 non-virtual kilometres for the second day, in what I pray shall be either a blissfully clement autumn or an intoxicatingly Indian summer.